YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with some more NFL record predictions for the 2019 season. This video is for the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going game by game for each of these teams, but I am doing every team, and we uploaded plenty of the teams already. We also got NBA draft coverage. We're going to be live tonight for the NBA lottery for our reactions, so please join us. We can answer some NFL questions during that as well. But at this point of these videos, I like to break down my thoughts on the team. The Colts, really, I've said this for a lot of teams, but it's about the quarterback staying healthy. Andrew Luck, it's not a guarantee he's going to stay healthy, but I did like, now we look at it and it probably didn't sit well at the time, but it looks good now that they played it safe with Luck. He probably could have played plenty of times in the past, but they played it safe and it was the right move, so you expect him to stay healthy. I like their offense. I've always been a big T.Y. Hilton fan. Always thought he was one of the more underrated receivers in football because he really does it all. Plays in the slot, plays outside, so I like him. Marlon Mack, I was a big fan of him out of South Florida. I think he can continue to get better, and he was real good at the end of the year last year. They got a pretty good running back group. Obviously, the offensive line was great last year. I think it continued to play that way. The tight end group is looking good too, so the offense looks real good. I don't know if it's the best offense in football, but it's up there. It's real good. Defensively is very interesting. Why I predicted this team. I didn't predict them to be good last year. I did not predict them to be good, and the reason was you look at their defense on paper, and I thought it was going to be one of the worst defenses in the league. And you still look at it on paper, and it's definitely better, but the secondary on paper doesn't really look all that great. There's some guys that stepped up last year, and they added some guys to that group. Maybe Malik Hooker can stay healthy. That would be great. Still young, can still grow. The secondary, I worry about a little bit, even though it played very well last year. They get Rock Ya-Sin in there, which is good. But looking everywhere else, it's much improved. Darius Leonard in his second year, it's scary to think he could possibly get better, but even if he stays the same, that's great. They added some linebackers in the draft. They had Justin Houston for pass rush. And then two guys I'm really looking forward to, I don't want to say breaking out, but really stepping up because they were pretty solid last year. But Tyquan Lewis, their rookie from a year ago at Ohio State, and then their pass rusher as well, Kamoko Ture, I think can step up too. So they got a lot of depth on defense. They don't have any star players besides, Darius Leonard if he continues to play like he did. But they have a lot of players for a rotation, and that's really key in today's NFL. So, on paper, first glance, the defense might not look that great, but it's pretty solid. So I do like this Colts team. It's just about staying healthy and being consistent here. Right before we get started, subscriber goal is at 20K. We're almost there thanks to the great support. We got daily sports videos on this channel. Like I said, we're covering the NBA draft as well. We're going to be live during the lottery and the draft. Again, we have daily videos, at least a video a day, and it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern with the first video. And we're trying to do more live streams as well. Clicking that like button, checking out our Twitter and Instagram, links in the description for those would be much appreciated. On to the Colts record predictions, game by game. And first glance, I look at this, I think the first part of the schedule is a little tough. It's just the first part, but I think they have a pretty good schedule, for the second half, of the season, I guess. So week 1's going to be tough versus the Chargers. I think that'll be a really good game. I think it'll be a real close game. I'm going to take the Chargers in that one, though, at home in LA. And then they play the Titans, which this will be a hell of a game. This will be a hell of a game because we know the Titans will be healthy. It seems like they're never healthy when they're playing the Colts, but they should be healthy in week 2. And I think that when healthy, the Titans are a pretty darn good team. It just seems like the Titans can't beat the Colts. So, the Titans can win this one for sure. But I'm going to take the Colts. It just seems like the Titans can't beat them, but it's a new year. So that's a toss-up there. Another toss-up here is the Falcons and the Colts. This is a good game. I think the Falcons will bounce back. I think they'll be pretty similar to the Colts. I think they'll very similar. Actually, the more I'm thinking about it, I think they'll probably average around the same amount of points per game as the Colts, and I think their defense pretty similar. They do have guys that can make. I think Tack McKinley with Vic Beasley, I think are game changers this year. I'm going to take the Falcons. I think very similar, but at this point of the season, I like the Falcons a little more, even though it's away. That's going to be a good one. Colts home against the Raiders, I think, which could be another shootout. But I like the Colts. The Colts can try to get revenge on the Chiefs. It did not like that matchup last year. Could change this year, but I do like the Chiefs at home. And then the Texans and the Colts. I did the Texans video, the first team I did in the AFC South, and I had a gut feeling here that the Texans would win away, and I'm going to stick to that. So a little rough start here at 2-4. Like I said, You just got to get out of the beginning of this, because I think there's some mismatch problems and where games are. I think it's a little rough, but I like it where it's heading the rest of the way. I like the Colts at home against the Broncos. I think it'll be somewhat of a low-scoring game because I think the defenses step up, but the Colts will definitely outscore them at home. And then I like, for matchup reasons, I do like the Colts against the Steelers. I think another high-scoring game, but the Colts may get that turnover or two, interception or two, that will change the game while scoring enough points. So I really like that matchup for the Colts, even though it's away. I do like them against Miami. I like them against Jacksonville at home. I don't think the Texans sweep them, even though this is Thursday night. I like the Colts. Seems like T.Y. goes off in Houston too. So here we go. They're starting to pick it up now, 7-4. Then they got the Titans. Like I said, if the Titans were going to win a game, it would definitely be that Week 2 game. I do not see them winning this Week 13 game. But like I said, if the Titans are healthy, I think they're just as good as the Colts. I think they're a playoff team. We'll get to the Titans video. And then I got them beating the Bucs. Then, just like the Texans, they play the Saints on Monday night in New Orleans. Very strange scheduling. I'll take the Saints at home on Monday night. That's the key there. Monday night and being in New Orleans. I got them beating the Panthers. And then, tough one here. I think Jacksonville's a better team this year with Nick Foles, especially at this point of the season if they're still in it. So I do like the Jags here. So 10-6, pretty good record here. Just about staying healthy. And then kind of going back, I had them with that rough start. So even if they add one more win here, we'll say, I think it's very realistic. I mean, they could win. They could win this Falcons one that brings them to 11-5. But I really think the Titans could win that game, even though I think the Colts are used to beating the Titans. Titans used to losing them, and the fans are kind of used to all that. I really think the Titans can win that game. So it's pretty much split here. I think this is a realistic record. They could beat the Texans here, but at the same time, do they 2-0 the Texans? They could. They definitely could, but I don't know if they 2-0 the Titans and the Texans. So I think it's a very realistic schedule. I'm looking at the range of 9 to 12 wins, you can say, but I'm really, really feeling that 10 or 11 wins is what I'm really feeling. So I do like this Colts team. Again, I say it a lot for a lot of teams. It's about staying healthy. The more, every year we go back and look at it. This team was very healthy. They did good. This team was very healthy. They did really good. This team got beat up. They didn't do so good. So it's very obvious thing to say, but it's just how it goes. So ignore the Week 18. It's trying to predict the playoffs too early. We'll get to my playoff predictions once we're through all the teams. But it looks like that's going to do it for this one. But we're live tonight for the NBA draft. We're also going to have mock drafts, or for the lottery for the NBA draft. We're going to be live tonight. We're also going to be live during the NBA draft, and we're going to have mock drafts. And we're going to have plenty of prediction videos and content for the NFL for the upcoming season. Cannot wait for that. So thanks for everyone's support. Thanks for watching. Please join us for our live stream, updates on our Twitter. There's a link in the description for that. But thanks everyone for watching. Goodbye.